Welcome and thanks again for joining us for Just Ask Freeman with Freeman Owen Jr. I'm Rebecca Powers, and of course, Mr. Owen is the CEO and founder of Financial Sources, Inc., changing so many lives in so many states, too.
Oh, I tell you that, you know, this show has really expanded to several states here. I get calls from over, Freeman, you asked me to call you because you had the answer to how to roll over my 401k, what to do about my Social Security benefits, how to set up a legacy for my children and grandchildren. And I say, yeah, just ask me. I'm right here for you, and I want to give you a complimentary consultation. And speaking of consultation, give us a call at 833-414-7233. That means 833-414-SAFE. Well, Rebecca, there's an old saying that goes, inflation doesn't retire when you do.
That's right, but it can certainly risk your retirement, especially lately.
It poses the biggest risk to long-term financial security and retirement. Yeah. And the thing is, I wanted to discuss the fact that we have to have a safe withdrawal rate. One of the things that we do is make sure that we have a safe withdrawal rate when we do our tax-efficient plan. You can withdraw too much or not enough when it comes to receiving lifetime or a partial lifetime income withdrawal. So you got to make sure that you have the safe risk of, and understand the safe risk of, or the withdrawal rate of your assets.
Yeah, and if you withdraw too much, of course, you run the risk of running out of money. And if you don't withdraw enough, Freeman's made a very good point. You're not enjoying your retirement.
That's it. That's it. And folks, you got to enjoy your retirement. You want to, and that's why I put the word comfortable retirement.
Right.
Assets that generate guaranteed income that you cannot outlive is very, very important. And then pass those assets on to your loved ones, your spouse, your children and grandchildren. And we had a good show on legacy. As a matter of fact, folks, when you want to talk about, or would you like to know more about long-term lifetime income, outpacing inflation, and that's what we do when you come to the office. Well, matter of fact, just ask Freeman.
Inflation, as you said, is a big risk. People don't think about it, but in the financial world, longevity is a risk, living too long. And inflation is another risk because it squeezes your dollar down. That's the importance of your in-writing, holistic plan. And this is mapped out for 10, 20, 30 years, the rest of your life. There are products you can actually get people, or you can actually, as an independent, you can look at any product in the world, and he can get you the right product that will literally give you guaranteed lifetime income. And those are one of the things that you put into most plans.
Most plans that do. And what do I have to do about that, Rebecca? Just ask Freeman. Call us at 833-414-7233. I love to say that because there are viewers out there that said, gee, I'd like to, and they might say, well, will my money really last? Yeah. Will taxes, inflation, increased health care, market risk, credit risk, see all those factors, well, they come together when you're working. You can expect those same characteristics to be there when you retire. That's why you need a tax-efficient plan. That's why you need a Social Security report, not a statement, a report to give you the information you need to when to file for your Social Security, how to maximize Social Security benefits. And then also, as a client, I want you to take a look at my book, the top 10 IRA mistakes and the tax traps, folks. Just ask Freeman. This will be a complimentary consultation. Plus, when you become a client, you'll have all this financial literacy when it pertains to the top 10 IRA mistakes and how to navigate some of those IRS tax traps.
Yeah.
One more thing. Create an emergency fund, folks. You need about 3 to 6 months of income in the event of unexpected expenses. And you're going to have them. Sometimes life gets in the way. There has been times when my clients need a distribution from, not their IRA, because I told them, do not use your IRA as an ATM machine.
Good advice.
So what we've done is establish an after-tax account, a savings account, or a money market, because you're going to have unexpected expenses, folks. New roof, the need for a new automobile,
right?
Appliances, renovations. Folks, we have to establish an emergency fund. We do not use our tax-qualified plans as an ATM machine. That's a taxable event. Let me tell you the difference between an after-tax account versus a taxable account, like an IRA. Let's go 401k. All right, you need a new roof. And I'm just going to say you pay $50,000. $50K is needed for this roof. Now, the options are you look at, well, I've got about $100,000 in after-tax money, that is, and you might not refer to it as after-tax dollars. Why? Because you say, well, I put this money in the bank or I put it in the credit union. After-tax money is you've gotten paid, taxes came out, state and local, insurance, all the different items that you paid, and then you put this money into a credit union. Let's say $100K. The interest is dismal. It's very small, but you need that roof. Now you got an option there. You say, well, I have $200,000 in my TSP. I'm gonna take $50K from my TSP, my thrift savings plan, folks. You wanted to know what a TSP is. And so you're sitting there with me. And you say, I think I'll take it from the thrift savings plan, the $50K. And I'll say to you, do you know the consequences? Do you know the tax ramifications of taking that distribution from your TSP, your thrift savings plan? Oh no, I can get this money real quick. Yeah, you sure can. And this individual will say is, let's say just barely over 59.5. I say, well, if you take $50,000, you're going to pay a penalty of 20% withholding, and fortunately, you're over the age of 59.5, it would be an additional 10%. So you would have to pay 30% on that $50,000 withdrawal, which amounted to $15K. Now you have an after-tax vehicle in the credit union. You got $100,000 there. You're getting the benefit of the doubt. Let's say 1%. However, you got $100K, you take the $50,000, you're only taxed on the gain, not the entire $50,000. Now, there are many folks that make mistakes on distributions.
And that's why you wrote that book and named it the top 10 IRA mistakes.
IRA mistakes and the tax traps that attack those distributions, or you're making the wrong moves.
Wow.
So I'm going to have that pop on the screen, folks. The top 10 IRA mistakes and how to avoid the tax traps, and the difference between after-tax money and pre-tax money, defined very well for you. Just ask Freeman. Hit that QR code over there with your phone. Call us at 833-414-7233 or 833-414-SAFE and get a complimentary consultation. You need to know how to create an emergency fund. You also need to understand the difference in distribution of tax-qualified plans versus after-tax monies. Many of us are educated folks, but we were never privy to financial literacy.
That's right.
Believe it or not. A lot of us have master's degrees, PhDs, bachelor's, certificates in high-paying trade jobs, but we might not have been privy to financial literacy.
It was never taught in public schools.
It never was.
you know, pretty telling. But anyway, we're going to take a very, very short break. If you want to get a in-writing retirement plan, the sooner you start, the better. It might just be a second opinion. You might be right on track. But it is a complimentary, absolutely no obligation first meeting with Mr. Freeman Owen Jr. Stay with us. More on how you can just ask Freeman.
The work never seems to end until the day it finally does. After nearly a lifetime on the job, you should be rewarded for all the time you spent working. Whether that's crossing off items on your bucket list, learning a new passion, or rekindling the love of an old one. After all, life isn't over when you stop working. It's the start of an all-new chapter. The one where you're the writer and you get to choose how your story will go. A way to achieve that is by having a clear financial plan to sustain your golden years. The biggest fear most retirees have is if they'll have enough money to maintain the lifestyle they've always enjoyed. Having a plan to help protect you against the curveballs life often throws will help to maintain your lifestyle. Call today to get your free written financial plan so you may live every day to the fullest and enjoy the retirement of your dreams.
Welcome back to Just Ask Freeman. We're talking about your in-writing retirement plan, your roadmap to get you to the retirement that you desire. We talked so much about all the different components, and a big part of that a lot of people don't want to think about, and it's tough, but you put in that big master plan what happens when you lose a spouse.
You know, the loss of a spouse can definitely decrease in your income and the retirement income availability to that surviving spouse. We've lost a few clients have been with me over 30 years. They were aged at 85, 90. One was 94. And we had to satisfy or provide the death benefit to the surviving spouse. But you know what? We had the preparation over 25 or 30 years ago in preparation to this day.
Right.
And we did lose a few. And the process of having what we call spousal continuation, we planned that many moons ago. Let me tell you, that's, I've seen that over the 40 years I've been in this business, how there has been a loss of spouse. But every time, whether it was insurance or whether it was guaranteed income, we had planned early for inflation, taxes, and we still do in our practice 10, 15, 20 years because in advance, because you cannot charge your retirement and you have to look out for that surviving spouse. Let me share the rules with you. When we set up an IRA, here's what we do, folks. We have what we call guaranteed lifetime income as part of the vehicle that we use. We provide the financial literacy on distribution in the event there's a loss of spouse. There's going to be guaranteed lifetime income. And what we call, let's say one spouse lives to age 95, passes, spousal continuation. She or he lives to 110. That's important. And then we have legacy passed on to the children, grandchildren, and great-grands. Generational wealth passed from, like I said, children, adult children, grandchildren, and great-grand. But we also provide the literacy or financial literacy on that distribution to our loved ones. Once that spouse is deceased, we make sure that there's spousal continuation, guaranteed lifetime continuation of those funds.
Right.
We put those in place for husband and wives, okay? We understand pension benefits. Okay, now, there is alternatives to a survivor benefit for the deceased, I should say, for the living spouse. However, it can be very expensive. And folks, if you want to know how expensive it is and you want a tax efficient plan and want to know how Social Security benefits would play in this role or have the role of funds for the surviving spouse, just ask Freeman. Give us a call at 833-414-733 and get a tax-efficient plan and a plan for the loss of a spouse. It's almost inevitable because...
Right, we're all going to pass.
Yeah,
I mean, taxes and death are the only definites.
That's... Wow, he just put it right out there.
Well, that's what Ben Franklin said. I'm just quoting one of the greats.
That's it. Well, just ask Freeman about that as well, because call us at 833-414-7233. And we can make provisions so that for the loss of a spouse, we will have continuation of a comfortable retirement and pass the legacy on beyond you, the living spouse, to your loved ones.
When you do your financial inventory, I think that is so brilliant because first you do the inventory of everything that your potential client has, and then you think of all these things that we may not have, like pension benefits, Social Security benefits, long-term care. This comprehensive plan, if you don't have an in writing comprehensive plan, my question is, why not?
Yeah, well, you might want a second opinion.
Right.
I'd advise get a second opinion of the existing portfolio that you have.
Exactly.
Just ask Freeman. Give us a call, 833-414-7233. Get a second opinion on your portfolio. Let me tell you, it is important, folks, with an aging population that we have, you need to make sure that you have a comfortable retirement. You do not outlive your assets. Know what happens and what provisions are needed in the loss of a spouse. Many years ago, when I started in this industry, I used to do a lot of term insurance for young couples. And the reason for that term insurance that was sold to them was to replace income in the event of the loss of one of the spouses. Young children,
right.
College education. There was, you wanted to make sure that mortgage was paid, and then have enough money so that it's not devastating to the surviving spouse.
Right.
Now, there are vehicles today in which you can have, all you have to do is just ask Freeman, so that you have guaranteed income, a guaranteed income that is tax-free, a death benefit that is tax-free, and there's a lot of strategies which can be used even to protect your IRA in the event of a loss of spouse. What you do? Just ask Freeman. Call us at 833-414-7233. There's a QR code right there. Put that phone right next to it and schedule a complimentary consultation. There's so many folks out there I know that you need our help. We've got folks there to answer that phone and take those calls to schedule your complimentary consultation. Again, just ask Freeman. You need to know about this stuff. 833-414-7233.
We're going to take a very, very short break. I'm Rebecca Powers here with Freeman Owen Jr. on Just Ask Freeman. Stay with us.
We're frequently asked where we think tax rates are headed. Most experts agree tax rates will eventually have to go up as our federal debt increases. Without any changes, the government's current plan is set to expire in 2025. Every penny counts, especially in your retirement. Is your current plan efficient and optimized to reduce your tax obligation? Contact us today. Just ask Freeman for a complimentary review. Reach us at 833-414-7233. Unexpected events like a global pandemic can turn our world upside down overnight. They can cause volatile shifts in the market and may cause you to question the confidence in your current retirement plan. As a pre-retiree or retiree, knowing you have a plan that can withstand the worst economic conditions can help you sleep at night. Contact us today for your complimentary review to find out where you stand. Just ask Freeman. Call us at 833-414-7233.
Welcome back. We're talking about your in-writing retirement plan. So many topics and things that should be in a written plan for you. Let's talk about the different uses of life insurance, because as an independent, I like to really make people understand this. You can go to any insurance product on the planet and cherry pick the very best for your individual client. You do the opposite of cookie cutting.
Exactly.
So what are the different uses of life insurance for people nearing retirement?
Let me tell you, there is what we call an index universal life.
Okay.
Okay. All right. I compared that with the traditional IRA, the Roth IRA, and an individual index universal life. Benefit, tax-wise, of the three. If you want to know, just ask Freeman. Call us at 833-414-7233. Index Universal Life is a product that provides tax-free distribution and a tax-free death benefit.
That sounds good.
Let me give you just a quick, I'm going to just give you a little smidgen of what happened here, audience.
Okay.
Let's say you have a $500,000 IRA. You live, you take what we call required minimum distributions. That's in my book, The 10 IRA Mistakes and the Tax Traps. I'm going to try to make this quick, okay? So you got a $500,000 IRA. You live to age 90, pass, all righty. Now, the spouse lives to age 95, and she passes. Now, this wealth has to be transferred to non-spouses. There's a $500,000 index UL, universal life, that provides a tax-free death benefit. Now, if our loved ones take that $500K, there's tax consequences in that lump sum. There's over $150,000. Non-spouse now.
Gotcha.
Well, you could take $150,000 from the tax-free death benefit, which leaves you $350,000, pay IRS $150,000, and that'll pay the taxes on the $500,000 IRA. So the non-spouse can have a $500,000 IRA plus $350,000 of tax-free income.
Wow.
Add that together, what you have, $850K.
Big difference.
Okay, so there are ways of which you can utilize insurance for tax-free income.
Brilliant.
If you want to know how to fund an index universal life to have it part of your retirement planning, just ask Freeman. That's all you got to do. Call us at 833-414-7233 and learn the difference between the distribution of the traditional IRA, the Roth IRA, and the income benefits from an index universal life. Again, call us at 833-414-7233 and get your consultation absolutely free. It doesn't cost you a dime to get a complimentary consultation, get a second opinion on your portfolio, and learn some of the strategies that will help you have a comfortable retirement. What to do with your 401k, what to do with your TSP, how to work with income-producing assets. If you got $250,000, $500,000, $1 million, we can take a piece of that income-producing asset and remove it from market risk, provide guaranteed income that lasts longer than you. Just ask Freeman. Call us at 833-414-7233.
And that's how generational wealth is created.
Yes.
It's multi-generational, and that's why, because people with grandparents that knew these tricks. My parents didn't.
Mine either.
But my grandkids will, you know, because we're going to pass forward, and certainly your grandchildren all do.
Exactly. We're teaching them because I wasn't privy to financial literacy.
Sure.
Got a good education, but I didn't know what to do with money. Youngsters brain, I guess, just spending up, and I had no clue on how money works. I can go on. It's a long story, but I don't have the time to share with. But a lot of my clients who liked that story when I told them just call Freeman, just ask Freeman. They came and we had our powwow there and discuss financial literacy. Well, I shared that story and how I did not have the financial literacy passed on from my father and mother, mother and father. Steel worker, he was. My mother, a radio personality. They were just good old working class people.
Raising kids.
And that was it. And so
it's a game changer.
It is. And what I've seen is like a lot of educated people who are not just privy to the financial literacy make terrible mistakes in distribution of employer-sponsored retirement accounts, don't understand their health insurance is portable or not portable. They don't understand, well, insurance is too expensive. You have to know how to utilize insurance in order to have and be part of your comfortable retirement. Is a tax-free distribution. You need to know some of the methods and some of the applications of safe money products. And how do you do that, folks? Just ask Freeman.
All day long.
Call us at 833-414-7233. I love it when you say all day long.
All day long.
But we don't have all day long here on the show. As a matter of fact, we got about a minute and a half or so. And I'm going to ask you, Rebecca, just close us out so we can look forward to seeing our next show, doing our next show, and helping folks with financial literacy on Just Ask Freeman TV.
Absolutely. And if we ran out of time, but on our list was to talk about Medicare as well. So we'll kind of tackle that next week. If there are any episodes that you've missed, you can always go on our website and look at all of the shows. Any questions at all, there is no bad question, just some bad answers. So if you want to make sure that you're on the right track, it might just be a second opinion. You might be on the right track, and they'll tell you that as well. You cannot get a second opinion from the person who gave you the first. We're going to put that book up one more time, because once you make the appointment, give us a call, 833-414-7233, or the word SAFE. You can also aim your phone at that QR code. Once you make that appointment, you'll go in. It'll be a warm conversation. You could probably just leave your paperwork at home that first appointment, and you will get a copy of the book as well. It's always about you, about empowerment. It is an individualized written plan for the rest of your life, and that is how you sleep easy. Any questions at all? We love you. We love your comments and calls. Keep them coming in, and we'll see you next time on Just Ask Freeman.